you've seen the thumbnail, you've seen the title, so it may be a little anticlimactic for you, but for me, all I've got is the SH Figuarts Harley Quinn. It's supposed to be the Injustice version, but at this point, I don't know. Hey, friends and revolutionaries, back with another catch-up, another video to get caught, another figure that I want to get caught up on. This is another figure that I've had on my shelf. It's been on the to-do list for a while, and never got around to take a look at it, but hey, now's the time to catch up before we start jumping into some of the new stuff that I've got. This is, as I pointed out earlier, the SH Figuarts. I don't know why I always have a hard time saying that. SH Figuarts Harley Quinn. And now that we've got out of her first level of packaging, turns out that she is the SH Figuarts Injustice version. So that part we've got answered. We know now. It is the Injustice version. But yeah, we've got her in her brown shipping box, which we will open together. I haven't seen this figure in person yet, so I thought, you know, we'd have some excitement kind of taking a look at it together. So let's open her up. Let's get a look here. Yeah, I'm kind of excited about this one because I've got the Injustice Batman and the Injustice Joker. So having Harley Quinn, having Harley, really is going to complete that three set. There we go. Harley Quinn. The lovely Miss Harley Quinn. Take a look at her. That is great. Practiced with that manic smile. That's great. That is great. I am, this again, like Spawn, this is one of those figures that I would be very happy to keep in the packaging. That looks so nice. This is a Bandai product, DC licensed, Injustice version. And we get to see all the great accessories she comes with. 2 other faces, several hands. I believe there's a few pistols back there. And either below her or next to her is going to be that massive, massive hammer. There's a picture right there. Got a Joker playing card. And a few shots of the figure. Really nice. Really nice. I must say, I am so glad to get back into opening up and getting a look at my collection. It really reminds me of how much I really enjoy these figures. Not just for the figure itself, but just for the presentation and just the fun of collecting. There's a very familiar promotional shot. If you've seen this figure on sale anywhere, you've seen that pose. And I got Harley peering through the bat cutout. That's actually cool. Kind of an appropriate thing, you know, that she's kind of now associated with Batman, being she's one of the good guys in the game. But yeah, that is very cool. Write-up. Any kind of write-up? Says, SH Figuarts is a new standard figure series that incorporates the Bandai action figure art under the theme pursuing character expression through humanoid action, meaning highly articulated and just high quality. So far, they've all been really great. We'll go ahead, we'll pop Harley out of her box, take a look, have some fun. Be right back. All right, we've got Harley out of her plastic prison, and I gotta say, I really, really do love not only the design of the Injustice Harley. I mean, I've said before, I'll say it again, I really do like the versions of Harley that we've gotten out of the video games so much more than what I've seen out of the comics, the movies, the animated series. I've just really enjoyed the kind of the biker Harley aesthetic. I really do. I really do like the way she's come across, how they designed her, and SH Figuarts did a great job bringing the figure into or bringing her into a plastic version. Fantastic. Now all the SH Figuarts characters look great, and Harley really is no exception. This is a fantastic figure. Now you do pay for it. I mean, this is not your big box store, Injustice Harley. There's a lot that you get here, and you pay for it, but it's well worth it. Taking a look, first off, the manic smile. I want to talk about the face, because there are two other faces to get to, and I want to go ahead and mention this one up front, because I didn't think I was going to like the big manic smile. I normally don't like kind of the big grins, except for like the Joker, of course. I don't normally like big grins on characters. But here, I don't know why, but this looks good. It looks good on her. This may actually be my favorite face for her. It's kind of a toss-up, but this one is definitely much nicer than I thought it would be. I really love it. The costume, just kind of talking about it. Oh, and one thing to mention about the fact that this is such a high-quality figure, one thing that I have to point out is that when you look at it, nowhere on here is there paint applications meant to represent something else. Like, for example, when you look at her arms, you've got the gray leather bands and the burgundy kind of wristbands, her belt, the straps on her jacket. There's even a line from the two panels on her jacket. There's a line separating them. The elastic on her undies there, everything is sculpted on. There's not a paint app meant to imply, oh, this is her belt or this is a wristband. It is actually sculpted on there and then painted very nicely. No major issues. There's the thumbnail for you. Yeah, I really do appreciate that. I like the fact that when you look at her, when you're looking at her, when you're really examining her, you kind of notice, hey, everything is sculpted in. It's not just painted, except for maybe the fingers on the gloves, but that would be a minor little thing. Really great. Her costume on her ponytails, you see she's got the diamond motif there in her hair. She's got kind of a double diamonds on her biceps. She's got the diamond pattern on her small of her back, which if you take the kiss this in the direction it points, yeah, you get the picture. Very Harley. As I said, the paint apps are really nice. One thing I did notice on the other Injustice figures, and I mentioned it, but I didn't really notice it quite as much as I do here, is how there is a corresponding color to what she has, to each of the figures. Example, you see the red diamond, the top part of her jacket, the one ponytail here. It all has that same kind of bright red color, the color on the top of her leg. But then she has an accompanying kind of burgundy wristband and belt, straps on her jacket. There's a deeper red that goes along as just an accent color. Same thing with the black. She's got her black sleeves, the black on her legs, the gloves, but then the straps on her arm, on her thighs, on her calves, that's kind of a gray color. So you get that corresponding black and gray. Even her hair, which is just kind of a flat blonde kind of color, right there at the shoulders has a goldish color to it. It has the gold accompanying the blonde. And the spikes on the front of the shoulders, very cool. So there is this partnering red or a deeper color, gray to black, burgundy to red, gold to blonde, and it really makes everything stand out. It looks really nice. I like that. I do like that. Now, that's not necessarily SH Figure Arts, but it is something that they did apply very nicely to the figure. They definitely carried that over. Taking a look at the sculpts, like I said before, everything is sculpted really nicely. I do want to take a moment to mention her boots. You might have seen a moment ago. The boots in particular are really nice. There's a lot of detail in these boots. She's got kind of the Spawn motorcycle boot with the spike here, and the horse spur. But then in almost a two-face kind of style, you get the red with the black, and then you got like a little Tinker Bell, a little Christmas bell there on the back, with the cuff boot there instead. So kind of a two-face thing going on. It's great. It's a great interpretation of Harley. I really do like it. In terms of the figure, she does have a ball jointed head, which will let it go down and forward, but there's not much clearance on the back of her head to look up. So she's not going to look much higher than that, which is pretty much just straight ahead. Her tails, they do have a pin. There's a twist, and then there's a hinge. Now, none of these figures come with bases. There's no peg for a base. They don't come with any kind of flight bases. But for someone like Harley with these sort of ponytails, with these pigtails, you know, it's something where I really think that a base or a flight stand in particular would be really cool. I think it would be really great. I don't know if they make separate flight stands, but Harley is one of the ones I think that would benefit from having one. I mean, you know, with her large hammer, you can do some really great things. You can do some really great things with the figure just as it is. But a flight base, I think, for Harley would really be nice. Particularly because of her ponytails and the range of movement that's in there. I mean, there's a hinge, a twist, and a joint. Very nice, very cool. The arms do come up and out. They're on a ball joint as well. Actually, it's got a nice full range there. There's a hinge at the elbow. It is not on a ball joint, sadly, so it's only going to go back and forth. And actually, when it's close to her body, it's going to come right across her chest. I keep trying to twist the arm back over. I keep forgetting, don't do that. That's not a ball joint. It doesn't twist there. So be careful. You're going to snap it. Which along the same lines, or along those lines, there's her wrists. Like all the other SH Figure Arts, there is a little peg, a little pin, a little nub that the hands peg in on, and we'll see it when we swap them out. But for Harley, it is such a little nub. I am just terrified that you could pop that off, and I'll show you what I mean by that here in a minute. She's got a nice little sway in her chest. Got a ball jointed upper torso, so there's a great sway she's got there. Ball jointed legs, so you get up and out. Same thing on the knee. There's a hinge at the knee, but there's no die cut, there's no twist at the knee itself. The foot will twist, or it'll twist at the ankle. There is a bit of a hinge there, and you can see there's a hinge on the toe, but based on how that boot is sculpted, I don't think you're really going to get a whole lot of range out of the toe. But it is a consistent articulation among all the SH Figure Arts characters. Again, at least as far as the Injustice figures that I have, they all seem to have this same kind of articulation. Nothing in the waist, but really nice range in the upper torso. So, oh, well, I just stood her up, so I guess let me go ahead and pick her back up here real quick. You see she's got an open hand and a fist that she comes packaged with. She comes with 4 sets of hands. There is the accompanying open hand and fist, so you can have, you know, a pair of each, 2 fists, 2 open hands. She also has this kind of kind of a pinching hand, which is primarily needed for this one accessory, which I'm not going to take out of the pack. I'm not going to put in the hand. I'm going to be putting this away someplace and just calling it lost. I'm going to call it lost now because, yeah, that is a tiny, tiny little playing card for a Joker. And along those lines, one other accessory that I do want to mention that I didn't really even realize at first. You see how she's got these 2 daggers kind of strapped to her leg with a third one down here. Well, it does turn out that this will come out. That is a separate accessory. And it's got the Joker head sculpting on it. I appreciate that. It has its place here, and if it had just been sculpted in like these were, I wouldn't have complained. But the fact that it can come out is actually very cool. I probably won't do it because there's so many other things to do with her, and this has a place to be stored, so I probably won't ever really take this out. But the fact that it can be removed is certainly appreciated. That is actually very nice. We'll talk about the 2 faces here. The one face that I wasn't real keen on either is her angry face. I don't know. I guess it's okay. I mean, I'm not going to complain. It is really nice, and it can be very appropriate depending on what you do with her. But if you're going to do multiple Harley faces, one of the things that I don't think we've seen is a kind of a goofy, kind of cross-eyed, tongue sticking out Harley face. You know, I think something like that would be really cool to see. Something that maybe harkens back to her more, you know, animated series, goofy Harley attitude. I don't think we've really seen that. I don't think we've seen kind of a goofy Harley in a long time. I would love to see that again. But once you unpeg her bangs and put the face in, again, maybe it's just the way the bangs come over and the way it just kind of frames the face, but it is not that bad. It is not bad at all. The blue really pops, like I mentioned before, and depending on what you're trying to do with her, that may be the face that you want to go with. So no complaints, but if I had if I would have had if it would have been my choice, my wish list, rather than having an angry Harley, I would have gone in an entirely different direction and done kind of a goofy Harley face, something a little more silly. There is, of course, her just regular plain stoic face, which is good. You know, I think that's pretty much one that fits for pretty much everything. I mean, even the mask has the sculpting on it. Not just painted on, but sculpted. And the lips, her mouth. So well done. So well done. Her other 2 accessories that I've already kind of put the hands in or on. If we can stand her back up. Come on, Harl. No? No, you're not going to stand for us? I'm going to get her to stand and I'm going to pick her right back up. Watch. There we go. Okay. So one of them is her oversized mallet, the quintessential Quinn accessory. It is not a heavy accessory. It's not a solid piece. It's got kind of that gray in the mallet itself, again with that black color going down the handle, so you got that accent again. You've got kind of the burgundy wrapping there with the diamond, and then the lighter red bullseye on the face of the mallets. and then the gold trim kind of matching her shoulder pads. Very, very cool. One thing I do want to point out, now they didn't paint the straps running down the handle, but they are sculpted on there, and they are sculpted in such a way that the hand can actually be moved up and down the length of the mallet and not slide freely. So if you want to have her hold it closer to the top, or if you want to having her hold it closer to the bottom towards the handle, it's going to stay in place. Nice little touch. Nice little touch. So, you know, you don't put her hand on there and the weight of the mallet just slides it down. But to take a look, this will be what I mean when I talk about that little nub. You pop that off, that's all you get. This itty bitty little tiny nub. And if you don't plug it in just so, because I'm terrified you're going to get to break off. I'll put the, there we go. So you have Harley with the mallet over her shoulder, which is not bad. That actually is very likely a pose I could see having her on my shelf for. Not bad at all. Not bad at all. But more than likely, for this version of Harley, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to use her pistols. And the pistols are certainly worth pointing out for one major reason. Now, her hands are separate, of course. I've already put the guns in there. But the guns are actually made of metal. I don't know if you can hear that. But they're actually, I don't think they're a die cast, but they've got some weight to them. And got the gunmetal colors with the handle. Just very well sculpted revolvers. Made of metal, which again was surprising. Very surprising. Let's pop the hands. Actually, I'm going to do this off camera. Be right back. There we go. So put the open hand back down, and there we go. That is probably more like what I'm going to have on my shelf. If she'll stand. There we go. Okay, so let's move all this out of the way for just a sec. Take a look at Harley there, and we'll even bring in the Injustice Joker. Kind of look at the pair together. Maybe even give kind of thumbs up there. So yeah, these two together, great combo, great duo. The Injustice Joker and the Injustice Harley. I would say that if you've got one, the other one is it's a must-have. They're both great pickups if you're a fan of either one, but you will really love having them together. One last thing I did do, and this has nothing to do with the figure or the SH Figuarts line, but when I picked up Harley, I thought, you know, one thing we've never really seen, or I think maybe once or twice, have we seen Harley with her hyenas. Her hyenas, to me, have always been kind of really a Harley thing. And I actually went ahead, when I ordered her, I went ahead and I ordered two of the hyenas. They do a fantastic Animal Kingdom line. And I've got to say, if you are looking for a tiger or a crocodile for your Laura Croft, Catwoman, you're looking for a bunch of cats for Catwoman, or maybe a bunch of rabbits for Satana, Schleish, I don't know which it is, they make a fantastic line of animals. The paint apps on them are great. They look fantastic. And for Harley, Yeah, I think that having her hyenas just adds to her as a single character by herself. Posing with these hyenas just looks good. It's just a nice little companions for the figure if you buy them separately. Don't know if you can bring the Joker in along with it and have the whole family going. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed it. If you get a chance to pick her up, she's definitely a thumbs up. Highly recommend. Little housekeeping. I did go ahead and fix the comments on the last video. So for any of you guys who want to go back and call me a dope for whatever reason, comments are back up and running on that video. For now, though, hope you enjoy watching. Rate, comment, subscribe, join the revolution. We'll see you soon. Bye-bye.